Greetings and salutations, everyone. Hopefully you all enjoying the beautiful weather this Canadian summer has to offer. Justin Pooney, Jessamine McAllister, CEBL pick and roll powered by Betvictor. You made a bet with me that I wouldn't say salutations and greetings to open the show. I did.
It wasn't a bet. I said you should say this.
Well, you were goading me into doing it, and I did it.
Of course, as one
So
does.
you were betting me that I wouldn't do it.
It's fine. It's on theme, though.
So I bet on myself, and I won.
Okay, fine.
And to tease it later on in the show, we did make some bets last week, and we may or may not have had a winner. We'll wait and see. But Jess, the weather isn't the only thing that is hot right now. The playoff races are on fire right now. The CEBL's leading scorer, Justin Wright Foreman, continues to do what he does best, trying to keep his Seabears alive in the playoff race.
5 seconds, gotta go, clock running. Right Foreman, 3 to say, shoot, 2, 1 at the buzzer. Go! Justin Wright Foreman,
Inject some of that energy into my veins. Wright Foreman and his Seabears were welcoming a familiar foe back home. Teddy Allen, the reigning MVP, was set to play in front of the Winnipeg crowd for the first time since being released by the Seabears and later with Saskatchewan. Right off the rip, Teddy Allen making his presence felt as he nails the triple with limited space, doing what he does best, getting buckets. Second quarter now, Rattlers down 1. Tyrell Green gets the ball in rhythm and drains the 3. Saskatchewan takes the lead. Third quarter, Rattlers up 4. Alex Campbell kicks it out to Simon Hildebrand, who takes it strong to the rim and finishes with the big-time flush. Hildebrand wasn't done there as he gets the feed from Wright Foreman. Wide open 3. Bang! Seabears retake the lead. Game clock off. Target score in sight. Wright Foreman finds, you guessed who, Hildebrand. Same result. Cash money 3. Seabears now looking to close this one out. Inbound pass to David Municat. He drives, drops it off to Chad Posthumus, who lays it in off the glass. The Winnipeg Seabears win this one 97-93, the final. With that massive W, the Seabears are now 2 games ahead of the Rattlers for the 4th seed in the West. The Rattlers claimed the head-to-head point differential and owned the tiebreaker. So good news, Saskatchewan fans, your playoff hopes aren't dead just yet. Justin Wright Foreman and Teddy Allen both got theirs with 24 points apiece, but it wasn't a pretty shooting night. Winnipeg shot 37% from the field. Thankfully, though, the Seabears were feasting on the boards, grabbing 56 rebounds, and that parlayed into 31 second-chance points in a winning effort. Winnipeg will now close out their home schedule against the Calgary Surge.
Meanwhile, out in the East, the Niagara River Lions continue their winning ways. A 6-game win streak has the Lions sitting atop the jungle called the CBL's Eastern Conference. Niagara has already clinched the number 1 seed, while the Ottawa Blackjacks are in a battle with the Brampton Honey Badgers for the 4th and final playoff spot in the East. Second quarter, Blackjacks are up 5. Ludin Love busts out the spin move and gets the floater to kick off the glass and in for the bucket. Niagara with a little showtime. Aaron Rye leading the break, and he lobs it up for Scotty Lewis. Lewis brings the house down with the dunk. River Lions with the lead. Loose ball, Shamar Givens grabs it and kicks it out to Tevin Brown. Bang. Tie game. Ottawa is not backing down. Tyrell Tate in the corner with the 3 and the contact. A 4-point play. A 2-point deficit turns into a 2-point lead. Tate continuing the shooting barrage. He rises, drains it, and the foul. Blackjacks up 7 and pulling away. Game clock off. Target score in sight. Tevin Brown time. He makes some moves. Step back. 3. Game, set, match. The Ottawa Blackjacks upsetting the number 1 seed in the East. as they take down the River Lions 122-113, the final. That fourth quarter surge from Ottawa was exactly the push they needed to take this game over and snap Niagara's 6-game win streak. Ottawa's bench also showed up for them tonight, scoring 42 points in the victory. The Blackjacks will try to keep up their winning ways when they face off against the Saskatchewan Rattlers this upcoming Thursday, and Niagara will play their final game of the CEBL season in a rematch with the Blackjacks this Saturday.
Kudos to the Ottawa Blackjacks. I know earlier on this season, we kind of left them for dead. We haven't put them on the show a whole lot because they didn't do a whole lot of stuff. But the last couple weeks, they've been playing a whole lot better. But before we get into the upcoming week, let's take a look back at the last 7 days. Both the Stingers and Bandits took care of business, winning their respective matchups. The Scarborough Shooting Stars set a franchise record and extending their winning streak to 4 games. The Calgary Surge also extended their win streak to 4 as they beat up on the lowly Montreal Alliance.
And that 4-game winning streak has Calgary in prime position to catch their provincial rivals from Edmonton and maybe your Vancouver Bandits, Justin.
I don't know about that, Jess. I don't know about that.
The Surge are 2 games behind the Bandits for first, but only 1 game behind the Stingers with 2 games in hand, while the Sea Bears are pretty much locked into 4th in the West.
Now, Jess, out east, the picture is a whole lot clearer. The Niagara River Lions are locked into 1st. The Scarborough Shooting Stars are locked into 2nd. And both Ottawa and Brampton are pretty much set into 3rd and 4th, respectively. But things are still fiery right now in the playoff races. That's where things currently stand in the CEBL. Coming up next, it's time to take the dip, powered by Betvictor. Okay, Jess, it's time for the Lucky Dip, powered by Betvictor. As we all know by now, Betvictor's Lucky Dip is your chance to get some of the best odds on your favorite event. Today, Jess, what are we going to be taking a look at?
Today, we're looking at the CBL 2024 winner. So let's take the Lucky Dip here. Odds are plus 750. Think of someone in your head.
I got a team in my head that I want to win the CBL.
I'm placing my bet. I think I know who it is.
Of course.
But let's see what we get here. Your Lucky Dip is, I literally said, Montreal Alliance.
Wow, the host city is the favorite. Currently on Betvictor, they are plus 700. So we are getting some decent odds on the Montreal Alliance now.
Yep.
On the other side of it, they are the worst team in the CEBL with only 4 wins. But because of how the CEBL playoffs are structured, Montreal already gets a bye into the East Final, which means they only got to win 2 games. And could Montreal really shock the world and win 2 games at home and win the CEBL title? I've seen crazier things happen.
So. It's possible.
Right? We've seen crazier things happen in sports.
Everyone remember that. We took this dip.
Here we go. We took the dip. We got the Montreal Alliance, the home team, bringing back the championship to Montreal. Look, anything can happen.
We'll see what happens indeed. We took the dip, and now it's time for the best betting segment in all of the land. You know what it is. Justin's 3-point play.
You see this smile, Jess? Do you see this smile on my face beaming from ear to ear?
I do.
No, it's not because I just took the Colorado Buffaloes to the college football playoffs, the new college football video game. It is because
we're back up. I want you to put the word out to the masses, Justin, that we are back because 3-0 last week on the 3-point play wasn't looking too good. But now we're looking to continue the heat train this week as we head into the playoffs.
Choo-choo. First up, we got the Winnipeg Sea Bears heading to Calgary to take on the Surge. Right now on Betvictor, Calgary is a 5.5-point favorite, and the total is set at 178.5. The Surge, as we mentioned earlier, are riding high on a 4-game heater. Calgary can thank their plus 74-point differential for their turnaround this season. They've held opponents to 87.3 points a game, which is 3rd best in the league. Winnipeg, on the other hand, gives up the most points. Now, with that being said, this will be their 2nd meeting between these 2 teams this week. Because of that, I'm taking the Sea Bears to cover the 5.5-point spread.
I totally agree with you on that, Justin. 5.5 points is a little too much at times like this. Leg 2 on the 3-point play is the Vancouver Bandits, your team, traveling to the ends, squaring up against the Shooting Stars. Betvictor has Scarborough as a 2.5-point home dog, and the total is at 175.5. The game means more to the Bandits as they look to lock up the number 1 spot in the West and a spot in the West Final. Vancouver has dominated the CEBL, owning the number 1 defense and offense. Scarborough can score, but the Bandits have just been on a tear all season long. They cover the 2.5-point spread.
That was music to my ears. Jess, let's close out the 3-point play where we started off the show. The Ottawa Blackjacks visiting the Niagara River Lions. Yes, Ottawa had an impressive win against Niagara last week, but it's going to be a different story this week. I know Niagara really has nothing to play for, but there is something to be said about having a mental advantage over your opponents. Niagara will flex their muscles and sun Ottawa this week and get the win. So let's recap the 3-point play. Winnipeg covers against Calgary. Vancouver wins and covers the 2.5 points over Scarborough. And Niagara beats up on Ottawa, exacting some revenge.
I love it. And that's it for this week. Remember to subscribe to CEBL Plus powered by Betvictor if you miss any episode of Pick and Roll.